All right, coaches, this is for Friday the 20th. During our warm-up today, it's going to be extremely important that we remind and get people to get comfortable with the panda pull. We'll be doing it with an empty bar in the warm-up, but as a reminder, what we're trying to look for is as we're shrugging up, we're pulling that bar up, we're trying to pull ourselves under the bar. That's gonna be a big cue that we try to remind our athletes, is that we're not trying to just like pull our bar high enough and dip our hips so that we can get under the bar. It's literally for that third pull, pulling ourselves underneath that bar. So as we're getting that hip, we're coming here and we're coming up with that barbell, getting that slight dip, hip dip. You can remind them that it's similar to our power position. Excuse me. With our clean and jerk complex, so that's going from the warm up into the clean and jerk complex, there's a couple things. The first part with our 4 sets is going to be a push jerk. So we're looking for from the front rack position into that power position. And then when we get to those 3 sets, it's a jerk, or as a reminder, in the same way that when you see the word snatch and clean, it means to squat those movements. When you see the word just jerk, it means to split those movements, okay? Or split that jerk. So we want to make sure that when we're using our weight today, there's no prescribed percentages. A big reason behind that is of how much time we're going to be holding onto that bar through the complex. It's 5 reps for the first 4 and then 4 reps for the next. And it's going to be a lot to be putting in our athletes' hands. And so we want to make sure that we can try to see if our athletes can feel the comfortability, especially with that panda pull being involved from the hang position today. So let's make sure that on our athletes that we're a little concerned about or they're a little uncomfortable with the barbell, that you really help them get as confident as possible with relatively light weight. We want those movements to be smooth, we want the bar close, so keep them and remind them that that's what we're looking for today, is the confidence in that barbell and through these technical positions. When the athletes do get confident, have them go up. Don't do it a lot, or don't shoot a ton of weight up on the bar, or don't have them do that. Be cautious, looking around, helping your athletes. But when you do see the confidence there and they're smiling or they're feeling good about themselves for the day, help them and remind them to up the weight a little bit, test themselves. It is a lot within the complex, but it is a good way to test our endurance through all these movements. But Jer, we are going to be pulling so much, gymnastics pulling galore, okay? Now, initially we're gonna look at this, and as coaches, we're gonna be like, oh my goodness, that is so much. And it really is. And we can let our athletes know that that's a lot to be fitting within that 18-minute time cap. But help remind them that last Thursday, that their level that they completed last Thursday had more volume on that day than this day. So basically we're trying to give an energy boost to those athletes. What we're looking for and what we should try to help our athletes understand is the rhythm of gymnastics movements. Now, this doesn't mean that we have to do butterfly pull-ups. It even relates to our ring rows, that when we're coming down, we don't want to just like jink down and then try to pull ourselves up and kind of worm ourselves up into there. We want to remind our athletes that rhythm within our gymnastics movements helps connect that neurological pathway and the muscles that are being fired off so that they can be as smooth as possible. That's what we're really looking for, smooth reps here. If we are trying to hold on and just grip and rip through these gymnastics movements, that's where we're going to have a lot of hand and raw hands after the workout. Not saying that that won't happen already with how many reps we're having, but being smooth and rhythmic through our movements is going to help us more than anything. You can remind your athletes that when they get off rhythm, that's probably a good sign to come off the bar, take a good relax, get chucked up, breathe hard, and try to find that rhythm once again. This is gonna be a fun day. It's going to be a lot of pairing, taxing of that core, which is going to turn out and make it a little bit harder on those gymnastic movements. Help your athletes, this is gonna be fun.